Hello and welcome to Around the Studio. I'm your host, Andrew Titleman. Today's panelists are Amy Cho and John Sokoloff. Panelists, our topic on today's show is the popular dating app Tinder. Tinder, as we all know, is often referred to as the hooking up app, where users swipe right and left based on a person's profile. Tinder is growing rapidly all across the nation, especially in large cities and the college scene. Amy, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on the Tinder phenomenon?
First of all, thanks for having me, Andrew, and I'm definitely going to have to say that Tinder is a great thing. I swear by it. It's a great way to meet new people, especially if you're new in a city and you don't know a lot of people. It's also great to get to know a person and kind of figure out what they're about before you actually start talking to them. You can see that if they're the type of person to post a bathroom selfie or a picture with a boyfriend or girlfriend, then you're not going to want to talk to them. So by the time you've matched, you already know that you want to talk to them and they want to talk to you, so that's a great way to start a conversation.
All right, John, over to you.
Tinder is a joke, Andrew. How am I supposed to know if someone's the love of my life based on 5 photos and a little corny bio? I mean, come on. I don't even know this person. I just know their first name. And also, what about people that look better in pictures and they don't look better in person? Or the opposite. I know people that aren't very photogenic that are attractive when I meet them. There's too many things to consider, and Tinder doesn't work. It's not a good way to form meaningful relationship. It's a good way to form hookups.
All right, well, now I'm going to have to jump into the question. Do you guys think it's a good way to form meaningful relationships? Amy, we'll go back to you.
Absolutely, I do. You know, on Tinder, you can see what a person's interests are. You can see if you have things in common. Like I said, you can judge based on their pictures, you know, what kind of person they are, if they look put together or if they have a bathroom selfie or something like that. But also, not everybody's looking for a meaningful relationship on Tinder. Maybe they do just want to hook up or Netflix and chill, and that's also a good use for Tinder.
John?
Tinder, okay, maybe if you want to have a little hookup site, but I didn't think this was a blind dating site. I think Tinder's initial objective is to really have a good outlet for people to find each other. And how am I supposed to be able to judge people based on those photos? And as well, I've gotten some creepy messages on Tinder that I don't even want to get into.
What about pickup lines? Like, that's the opening way to start it, John.
Andrew, I was on Tinder once when I used to have the app, and someone messaged me, "Are you a campfire? Because you're so hot, I want some more." I went and threw my phone at my desk, and it broke. Tinder causes violence as well.
That's definitely a negative thing. Amy, what do you feel about that?
I've had a lot of people message me, you know, breaking news, I want to take you out on a date, and I thought that was, you know, clever. It showed that they cared about what I do, and they wanted to, you know, kind of get to know a little bit more about that. So I really appreciated that they took the time to take information about me and kind of use it in a way that they thought that I would be receptive to.
So, John, it seems like you do have a Tinder, though, and you're arguing negative connotations for it, but you do use it, though?
Not anymore, no. I deleted the app a few months ago once I realized it didn't work. And going back to Amy's point on the cute first message, you still don't know the person. How are you supposed to go and meet up with this person when you don't even know who they are?
Well, John, just because it didn't work for you doesn't mean it won't work for anybody else. You know, it's a great way to just find people out there. They say you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. How are you supposed to meet somebody if you're not putting yourself out there?
Best pickup line you guys have ever used or given?
I've never given any pickup lines, and I've never gotten any ones that are worth noting here.
And that's probably why, John, that's probably why you're so jaded on the topic of Tinder, because it hasn't worked for you. For me, probably the best pickup line that I've received is, "Can you be the anchor to my heart?" I have to say I did like that one.
That's very clever. I'm going to have to cut you guys off. That's all we have for the topic today. We're now going to go to break, but right after that, we're going to discuss National Sloth Day. Stay tuned.
It's going down.
Hello and welcome to Around the Studio. I'm your host, Andrew Titleman. Today's panelists are Amy Cho and John Sokoloff. Panelists, our topic on today's show is the popular dating app Tinder. Tinder, as we all know, is often referred to as the hooking up app, where users swipe right and left based on a person's profile. Tinder is growing rapidly all across the nation, especially in large cities in the college scene. Amy, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on the Tinder phenomenon?
First of all, Andrew, thanks for having me this morning, and I'm definitely going to have to say Tinder is a great app. It's a great way to meet new people in new cities, especially if you don't have a lot of friends. When you use the profiles, you can kind of judge what a person is about. If they have a bathroom selfie on there, or, you know, some creepy quotes, or a boyfriend or girlfriend in the picture, you know you're not going to want to talk to them, so that just weeds out the people who are going to waste your time, and then you're left with the people that you've matched with, the people that you know are interested in you, and you're interested in them. You have stuff in common, so that's a good way to start a meaningful relationship.
Now, John, I understand you are not an advocate of Tinder. Tell me a little bit more about that.
How is it a good way to form relationships when you have 5 weird, blurry pictures of people and then a little corny bio saying that they like long walks on the beach? I'm not going to be able to judge who someone is based on that. And say I even do match with them. What am I going to do? Message them with a corny pickup line? Are you a library card or a library book because I want to check you out? No, that's not going to work. It's just not a good way to form meaningful relationships because online dating doesn't even really work. How is Tinder going to work? It's more for hookups
But
than
John,
meaningful relationships.
it's no weirder than approaching some random person at a bar and hitting them with a pickup line. You know, all you have to go off of is their looks. You don't know anything about them. With Tinder, at least you know what school they went to, where they're from, kind of their basic interests. So that's a lot more information than you have to go
Well,
off
I'm
of
going
in
to
the
have to
real
disagree
world.
there, Amy, because some people are very photogenic.
I'm gonna have to jump in on that real quick, guys. Do you guys feel it's a good way to form meaningful relationships? John, I'll go back to you on this.
It's not, and because you can't judge someone, and it's different from a bar as well, because if you see someone at a bar, you actually know what they look like. Tinder, some people are very photogenic. Then when you see them in person, they're not what their pictures show them to be. Other people don't look great in photos, and when you see them, they end up being very attractive. You can't judge based on pictures. Meeting in a bar would be way more meaningful than that, and it's not a good way to form meaningful relationships.
Amy, what
because
about
you're
you?
really just forcing it. You need to let
I'm
things
gonna
John,
have to disagree there.
I gotta have Amy have her point.
Yeah, I'm going to have to disagree there. You know, there's more to a person than just looks. We don't need to be so shallow that all we care about is what they look like or if they're photogenic. You know, we want to talk about their interests, where they're from, what school they went to. Tinder is the way to do that. Yes, you can see their picture and what they look like, but there's so much more to a person than just that.
Now, do either of you guys use Tinder?
Yes, I absolutely use Tinder.
I
use
used
it
to
all
have
the
the
time.
app, Andrew, and now I don't anymore.
Is there any particular reason?
Well, I used to get some weird pickup lines in there and weird matching issues with people, and it was just not effective. I tried it for a few months. I wasn't even trying to go on there to find the love of my life. I just went on there because a lot of friends used it. Maybe one could say I even went into peer pressure there. I just really just tried to, try it out, see what it had to offer, and it ended up being extremely ineffective.
Real quick, one final point, best pickup line.
I got one time that was, "Are you my appendix? Because I have a weird feeling in my stomach that makes me want to take you out," and I just thought that was really cute.
Okay, that's very creepy. And the one I got was, "Are you a campfire? Because you're hot and I want s'more." I unmatched the person, deleted the app. That shows you my
Okay,
thought and
that's
everything on Tinder.
great. Now we're gonna have to go to break, but right after we're gonna talk about National Sloth Day. Stay tuned.